Hey guys, I'm Francisco Lozano, and this is your weekly wrap-up. E3 is making some changes to their logo. That's right, after 22 years, E3 is finally getting an update. The new logo looks like this. It's a very simplistic design, but it does keep the color scheme of the old logo. But why now, and what does it mean for next year's E3? Is this an attempt to draw back developers who have started to pull away from the convention? Over the last couple of years, we've seen more and more big-name developers holding their own conferences. From EA to Nintendo, many developers have opted to make announcements outside of E3 rather than during it, and using the conferences to show off the trailer and gameplay associated with whatever title that they announced. Last year's E3 even opened up a number of passes to the convention for the public. What are you doing, E3? Is this some sort of midlife crisis, or are you just trying to steer yourself away from becoming totally obsolete? In other sad but true news, Pikachu is going to jail. Now, before you rush to the courthouse, the Pikachu was merely a Ditto who decided to jump the White House fence for some YouTube fame. Curtis Combs, a 36-year-old idiot from Kentucky, got caught trying to jump the fence by Secret Services earlier this week. Combs stated that he planned the jump in order to gain fame on YouTube. He has now been charged with unlawful entry, which he has pleaded not guilty to, so he'll be in court on November 9th to somehow try to argue against the charge. This is not a Pokemon battle he can win. In case you weren't aware, this is the second time a Pikachu costume-wearing bozo tried to use Jump on the White House. Isn't this such a great region we live in? Speaking of Pokemon and people jumping over fences, Pokemon Go has a new event. That's right, in honor of the Halloween, Pokemon Go is hosting another themed event this year. The event started this Friday and will run through November 2nd. During the event, players will have an increased chance of running into Ghost-type and other spooky Pokemon, such as Cubone and Gengar. The event also marks the first introduction of third-generation Pokemon into the game, starting with the Ghost-type Pokemon for now, with more to release in the coming months. Also, there's going to be a special costume Pikachu wearing a witch's hat, so that right there is really the only reason you need to play. Oh, also, someone data mined the newest update and found out that Latios, who is exclusively male, and Latias, who is the female, got reversed in the code and at the moment can only be the opposite sex of what they are in all the games and anime. Good work, Niantic. Pokemon Go isn't the only Nintendo-related software that got an update this week. The Nintendo Switch finally received an update we can all appreciate. The update added video capture capabilities and save data transfer. That's something this show and many others have been begging for since before this console even came out. Literally, go back to the videos from last January and February and you will find us questioning the fact that it made no logical sense for a game system not to be able to transfer saved data to another console. This is something we've had since saving was a thing on home consoles, but I digress. As of right now, the video capture feature only supports 4 games: The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and Splatoon 2. Mario Odyssey will be supporting the feature once it releases later this month. The feature can be used by holding down the screen capture button. Only 30 seconds of the gameplay can be recorded at a time, so you gotta make sure you know what you want to see. So on to our favorite addition, save data transfer. You can transfer all saved data and user profile information through a one-way permanent migration of user data. That's right, even though we got what we asked for, they gave it to us in an annoyingly complex fashion. Once data is transferred, it will no longer be available on the source console. Another feature we weren't expecting in this update is a wireless headset detection. As long as a headset is connected over USB, systems will now be able to detect wireless headsets. At the moment, the Switch, like PlayStation and Xbox, still does not support Bluetooth headsets at the moment. Maybe Nintendo is realizing that there is a better way to go about their voice chat setup than the complicated garbage they got going on now. And since we're already talking about the Switch, did you know Sony's newest label will be making games to publish on the console? Untied is Sony's newest publishing label operated by Sony Music Entertainment. The label will be focusing on smaller titles designed for multiple consoles according to Sony. The label's first title is set to be published on November 21st. Tiny Metal is an Advanced Wars style tactics game set to come out for the PlayStation 4, PC, and of course the Switch. Some other games that are in the works include Last Standard, Demo Reborn, and Merkava Avalanche, all action titles. If they can work together on this level, I wonder what might be in store for future collaborations between these two companies. And since we can't get away from the Switch, and why would we want to? Stardew Valley's Groundhog Day-like glitch finally has a workaround. And when I say work, I mean work. But first, before we get to the fix, let's talk about the problem. For the last couple of weeks, multiple players have been sounding off on the interwebs about how every time they would try to sleep in Stardew Valley on the Switch, their whole day would just get reset, and they would have to live the whole day over and over again. In the game, you have to sleep to save, so needless to say, this was a big problem for many players. In addition, many players also experienced their game crashing every time they tried to slumber. But all of your worries are over, fellow Stardew Valleyans. A Chucklefish programmer has figured out the problem and has given players a very in-depth fix. First off, there were two main reasons for the glitches and crashing. One involved having a specific tool in your inventory at any given time when you were trying to go to sleep, and the other was a gap in one of your many chests. Now, normally chests automatically pull together all the items that are put into them automatically, but if you cook using ingredients in your fridge or you trash something from the chest with a full inventory, it wouldn't put them together. Now, we'll provide a link in the description to the programmer's post describing how to fix these bugs, since it would be a little much for us to get into all that here. Are you guys happy about the Switch updates and fixes? Let us know in the comments down below. I'm gonna go wake up my character, Bill Murray, up from his never-ending nightmare now. But remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all your gaming news. This was Glitched, and I'll see you next time. Why one more? Are you serious? What's wrong with that?